In this video, I'll talk about contour integration of complex functions and circulation and net flux. What is the relation between these quantities? So let us look at our assumptions. So we'll assume that C is a simple closed curve and it is in anti-clockwise direction, that is positive direction. Then we have a complex function fz. Let's say it is of the form u plus iv, where both u and v are functions of x and y. And this represents a velocity field of a planar fluid flow. I have another video on fluid flow and analytic functions. I suggest you to watch that video before continuing here. So here we are interested in two questions. First question is, to what degree does the fluid tend to flow around the curve C? So you have your curve C, how the fluid is flowing around that. This quantity is called circulation. So these things you have already done in your calculus course. Similarly, the second quantity is what is the net difference between the rates at which your fluid enters the region and leaves the region. So net difference between these two quantities, it will be called net flux. So for example, this is your plane. Let's say you have a contour C. We wanted this in positive direction. Then you have some fluid entering this region. Then you'll have some fluid leaving this region. Net difference between these two quantities, that will be called net flux. Now, sign of circulation will remain positive if your fluid is moving in positive direction, that is anti-clockwise direction, and it will be negative if your fluid is moving in clockwise direction. So let us consider a few examples. So for example, just focus on the figure 1. So as you see here, your fluid in this portion here is moving in clockwise direction, and this here is moving in anti-clockwise direction. The amount of fluid is same. That means the number of vectors that you see on the left as well as right are same. So net circulation for this is going to be 0. Similarly, if you look at the net flux, so the amount of fluid that enters your region, so this is the region, amount of fluid that is entering in this part and amount of fluid that is leaving from this part, through the vectors we can see that this is again 0. So net flux is also 0 for this problem. If you look at the second figure, so here you can see that your fluid eventually moving in clockwise direction. So circulation for this will be positive. If we look at the net flux, so for that we have to look at the region which is bounded by our contour C. So if you look at this region, then you see that none of the fluid seems to be going across this region. So net flux again is going to be 0. So none of the fluid seems to be leaving our region. That means the net flux is 0. For the third example, you see that our fluid is neither moving in clockwise direction nor moving in anti-clockwise direction. So circulation is 0. Similarly, you see the region which is bounded by our contour. So this is the region which is bounded by our contour. And if you see, more amount of fluid seems to be going outside the region than the fluid that is coming inside the region. So whenever more fluid goes out of the region, net flux is positive. If more fluid is going inside the region, lesser fluid is coming out of the region, the net flux will be negative. So for this example, net flux is positive and circulation is 0. Now we are going to recall the formulas for computing circulations and net flux that you did in your calculus courses. So if capital T is the tangent vector to a positively oriented simple closed contour C, so we have a simple closed contour C, capital T will be denoting the unit tangent vector. And let us say this is the velocity field of the fluid that is moving in and out of our region bounded by the contour. So capital F will be Pxi cap plus Qxy j cap. Then circulation is defined via this formula, line integral over the contour C of the quantity F dot dr. There is another formula for computing circulation in terms of arc length ds. So that calculation is given here. So circulation in terms of t and ds will be F dot tds. From here, another thing that we observe is if velocity field F and unit tangent vector, they are perpendicular, then circulation across the contour C is going to be 0 because dot product is 0. That means F and T are perpendicular. And then in that case, circulation will be 0. So this is the formula of circulation that you had in your calculus course. Similarly, we had a formula of net flux. That was in terms of unit normal vector. So this here N is unit normal to the contour C. It is given by this formula, and net flux can be calculated as line integral of F dot and then ds. Now we will see how these two quantities are related to contour integration for a complex function. So our velocity field was Pxy I cap plus Qxy j cap. Let us write down its complex representation. Its complex representation will be Pxy. So real part of your complex function becomes the I cap component of your vector field, and imaginary part of your complex function becomes the j cap component of your vector field, velocity vector field. So this will be the complex representation. Now, first let us see another formula for computing F dot TDS and F dot N cap ds, and then we'll see how the contour integration of F Z conjugate is related to the quantities circulation and net flux. So if we compute F dot TDS, F is nothing but Pi cap plus Qj cap. This is formula of T. When you take dot product, you get P dx plus Q dy. So this is the line integral that you have to calculate. You could have also directly written this formula. You have already seen this formula in your calculus course. Similarly, for F dot n cap, this is F. This is formula of n. When you take dot product, this is what you get. So circulation is this line integral. Net flux is this line integral. Now let's compute contour integral of Fz conjugate. Right? F was P plus IQ. So its conjugate will be P minus IQ. And if I write Z equals to X plus IY, then dz can be written as dx plus I dy. So when you multiply these two quantities, the real part will be P dx plus Q dy, and imaginary part will be line integral P dy minus Q dx. Now this second integral P dy minus Q dx, you see from here, this is net flux. And similarly, if you look at the real part, P dx plus Q dy, it was circulation. So this is circulation. So now if you are given a complex function fz, which is complex representation of velocity field pxy I cap plus qxy j cap, then contour integral of fz conjugate gives you circulation as its real part and net flux as its imaginary part. So by computing a single contour integration, we can get both these quantities as the real part as well as imaginary part. Now let us look at a couple of examples. So let's consider fz equals to z minus I square, and let's consider our simple closed contour as the unit circle mod z equals to 1, and we have to assume positive direction for this circle. We have to compute circulation and net flux. So for that, we need to compute contour integration of fz conjugate. So if this is your fz, then its conjugate would be z bar square plus 2i z bar minus 1. Now we have to compute integral of fz conjugate over unit circle C. So let's say parameterization of Okay, let's compute it directly. So on unit circle, mod z equals to 1, you'll have modulus of z square also 1. That will give you z into z bar equals to 1. And this gives us z bar equals to 1 over z. So when we compute this integral, we get integral over c. Fz conjugate is this. Z bar square will become 1 over z square. Z bar will be 1 over z and then minus 1 dz. Now you have a simple closed contour mod z equals to 1 in positive direction. So this integral can be broken into parts. So 1 over z square dz plus 2i times integral 1 over z dz minus integral dz. Now last integral is 0 because of Cauchy-Gursa theorem. Since the function here is constant, it is analytic inside and on the contour C. So by Cauchy-Gursa theorem, this integral is 0. By Cauchy integral formula, this will be 2 pi I. Function fz here is 1. The point inside contour z0 is 0. So you can apply Cauchy integral formula to calculate this. And similarly, extension of Cauchy's integral formula will give you this to be 0. Since function involved here is constant, power here is 2. So you'll have derivative of f in Cauchy's integral formula. So the derivative of constant function is 0. So this integral will be 0. So this turns out to be minus 4i. So from here we can see that its real part is 0, imaginary part is minus 4, and real part is circulation, that is 0. Imaginary part is net flux, which here is minus 4. So for this particular example, circulation is 0 and net flux is minus 4. Let's look at one more example, or maybe a couple of more examples. So if we take fz to be 1 plus iz, and let's take the same contour mod z equals to 1, and we want to find circulation as well as net flux. So for that we had to compute integral of fz conjugate. That is going to be 1 minus I z conjugate. So again, you can use the same idea. Z into z conjugate is 1. So this is integral over c 1 minus I divided by z dz. So this is 1 minus I. By Cauchy's integral formula, it will become 2 pi I. So you have 2 pi as real part as well as imaginary part. So circulation for this problem is 2 pi. So if your fluid flow, that is the vector field corresponding to fluid flow, is given by this function fz, then circulation will be 2 pi as well as net flux across the contour C, that will be equals to 2 pi. So this is how contour integration of complex function can give you circulation and net flux by calculating just a single integral. This is the final example that I'll discuss. So here fz is cos z conjugate, and then we need to compute circulation and net flux across C, where C is the square with these vertices. So if you'll plot C, this is what it's gonna look like. So over C, when we compute the integral fz conjugate, it's going to be cosine z, because fz is cos z conjugate. When you take conjugate of cos z conjugate, you'll just get cos z. Since it is an entire function, you have a simple closed contour in positive direction, so this integral will be 0. So without actually computing the integral, just by applying Cauchy-Gursa theorem, we obtained this integral to be 0. And this means circulation as well as net flux is 0. Now, when you plot vector field for this particular choice of f, this is what it's gonna look like. So from figure, you can easily see the amount that is entering your region bounded by C is same as the amount of fluid that is leaving the region. So that part is evident from these arrows. Similarly, this flow appears to be neither similarly, if you try to look at the circulation, that is again 0, because if you try to look at the fluid that is moving in anti-clockwise direction and the amount of fluid that is moving in clockwise direction, that is same. So in that way, net circulation is 0. So what we had obtained by computing the contour integration, that we can also verify by plotting the vector field for the given function. Okay, so that was all about relation between contour integration of a complex function and its relation with circulation and net flux of a moving fluid. I will stop with this. Thank you for watching the video.